Well, good evening, Eastern Iowa. I am First Alert Storm Team Meteorologist AJ Rickman, and tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about our upcoming winter storm this weekend. But before we jump into that, just want to say, hope you're all having a wonderful Thanksgiving night. Hope the food has been delicious, the company's been even better, and I hope that it is a relaxing rest of your evening. You get to enjoy those Thanksgiving desserts, and then get ready for a Black Friday shopping spree, followed by a nice heavy dose of winter as we get into the upcoming weekend. So speaking of that, and without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into what we're expecting, not just for the winter storm, but what leads up to it, and then what comes after it as well. So for our upcoming winter storm, we are currently dealing with a first alert day that is issued for Saturday. Now, this is officially for Saturday for accumulating snow that will be causing travel impacts. However, you're going to start feeling effects from this storm as early as Friday night and then lasting through into early Sunday morning. That's as that system continues to move through and impact us for an extended period of time. That's why a winter storm warning has been issued for all of eastern Iowa. That is going to go into effect about 24 hours from now and will remain in effect through early Sunday morning. And again, that is due to that snowfall that will create travel impacts for quite a long period of time, and that is in effect for all of eastern Iowa. Grant and Crawford counties still currently under a winter storm watch. I would expect to see that upgraded to a warning at some point here within the next 12 hours or so. At this point, satellite and radar is quiet across eastern Iowa, but we are going to zoom out for a minute to have a look at where this storm currently is right now. It is just working its way into the U.S. See this little swirl going on here in the northwest, right around the Seattle area. That little bit of spin in the atmosphere and the associated rain and snow that's with it, that is the storm system, or the piece of energy that is going to ultimately lead to our winter storm here in the next 24 to 48 hours. It will be tracking off to the southeast towards us. It'll pick up a little bit of moisture from the Gulf as it passes by, and that is going to be all we need with the cold air already in place to get that snowfall that will be ramping up here soon. Now for tonight, our weather is quiet. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures falling into the teens and lower 20s across the area. And really, Black Friday also looking like a good and quiet day to get out there and get some shopping done. Early in the morning, some peaks of sunshine possible right after daybreak, but it isn't long before those clouds do build in. Once those clouds work their way in, we're going to stay cloudy for the rest of the day, and again, it's after dark when we'll be watching for those first snowflakes to fly across eastern Iowa, and once they arrive, they are here for quite a while. By noon tomorrow, clouds are increasing, and then you can see by 5 p.m. that initial band of snow is just off to our west. Through the overnight Friday, we'll see light to moderate snowfall spread across the rest of eastern Iowa, and by the time you get to early Saturday morning, we're going to be seeing snow falling across the area. Now, temperatures have been cold enough for the last couple of days and will be cold enough leading up to the storm that we're not going to be dealing with much snow melt when it hits the ground. In other words, the snow is going to stick very quickly and accumulate very quickly, so plan for some snow on the ground once you get your day started on Saturday. Snow will be expected to pile up throughout the day on Saturday through the afternoon and into Saturday night. By 9 p.m., still looking at snow across a good portion, if not all, of eastern Iowa. But then Saturday night between midnight and daybreak on Sunday, we will watch for that snow to gradually wind down and move out by the time we get to early Sunday morning. So it is going to be quite an extended period of snowfall impacting the area over 24 hours, between about 24 to 36 hours. So with that in mind, there's going to be the potential for some pretty heavy snowfall totals. We have upped our forecast amounts from this time yesterday up to about 6 to 12 inches of snow across all of eastern Iowa. Now, the good news with this system is that this snow, again, will be falling at a light to moderate rate. That will give road crews the opportunity to get out and get roads treated and hopefully not get overwhelmed as the storm is impacting the area. It'll also give you the opportunity to get outside and get your sidewalks and driveways shoveled periodically throughout the day so that you're not having to shovel 6 to 12 inches of snow all at once. That's a good thing too, because this storm system is going to be bringing heavier, wetter snow. Temperatures on Saturday expected to be right around freezing across a good portion of eastern Iowa. It is expected to be an all-snow event for us, but again, a heavier, wetter snow that's going to be great for packing snowballs and building snowmen with the kids over the holiday weekend, but again, going to be a little bit of a challenge to shovel, heavier than the powdery, lighter snow that we'll sometimes get later in the winter. So kind of zoom things out a little bit and run through this time sequence of this storm moving through one more time, because it is a holiday weekend. A lot of folks might be traveling, coming home to eastern Iowa, or perhaps you're visiting eastern Iowa tonight and are trying to get an idea on what your travel plans are looking like as you head back home through over the weekend. So at this point, on Friday, 2 o'clock, we are going to be watching for that snow to impact portions of western Iowa, northeast Nebraska, and the Dakotas. It'll also be snowing in Montana if you're headed back west. And we're going to continue to watch that snow spread to the southeast as we go through Friday and into Friday night. By the time we get to early Saturday, this system is starting to pick up some moisture from the Gulf, which means a lot more rain for areas south of a line from the Nebraska-Kansas border down through the middle of Missouri. It also means more snow and heavier snow for areas on the cold side of this system. Through the day on Saturday, we'll see this storm system impact the Midwest as well as Missouri, Arkansas. They'll be getting some rain down there, but it's also spreading into Illinois, Indiana, the Ohio River Valley, and starting to impact the Great Lakes by the time you get to Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. As the system winds down and moves out of eastern Iowa overnight Saturday into Sunday, it's going to move into the Great Lakes. So Sunday is going to be a very snowy day across the Great Lakes, stretching into Ohio, Pennsylvania, and getting into the northeastern portions of the U.S. as well. Now, by the time we get to Sunday afternoon and evening, we are going to see this system impacting the northeastern U.S. with the Great Lakes region, seeing some lake effect snow ramp up as this system passes by their area, and we'll continue to see that into Sunday night as well. So recapping your impacts, again, problem spots on Friday going to be the Dakotas stretching back towards Montana. By the time we get to Friday night into Saturday, that area of impact stretches down into Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, getting towards the Great Lakes region, as well as northern Missouri. Once we get into Sunday, that's when the Great Lakes will see the full force of this system, as well as parts of Ohio, Indiana, stretching on up towards the northeastern part of the country. Now, with that in mind, it's good to take a little bit of time to think about some things you can do now to prepare for this storm. One thing, consider moving your travel plans to getting them finished up before tomorrow night when the snow hits, or consider getting those travel plans and doing your traveling Sunday after the storm passes. If you can, avoid being on the roads Saturday, but if you do need to be on the roads, make sure that you slow down, turn on your low beams if you're driving through falling snow, and give plenty of space to other drivers and especially road clearing crews around you. Also, not a bad idea to make sure that you're stocked up on food, water at your house, just so that you don't need to run any errands during the storm, and make sure that you've got plenty of warm clothes and plenty of snow gear ready to go out if you do need or want to go outside during the snow during the event. Now, once the snow falls, it's going to be here for a while, so let's go ahead and jump into what happens after the storm in terms of our temperatures. Once this storm moves through, we're going to see those temperatures going from the 30s for highs over the next couple of days down into the teens and 20s for high temperatures as we get into your Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now, the good news for Sunday is that yes, highs are only in the 20s, but there is going to be some sunshine. So when you get temperatures in the 20s mixed with some sun, that is going to be enough to help melt the snow off of roadways and sidewalks, especially if they have been treated. By Monday and Tuesday, again, it's going to be cold, so that snow that's fallen on grassy surfaces isn't expected to really go anywhere as we go through the next several days. That also means wind chills, especially in the morning, are going to be very cold. We're going to drop from the teens on Saturday down to near 0 degrees for your morning wind chills on Monday and Tuesday. So as you're headed back to work and school after the holiday weekend, you're going to want to make sure that you bundle up, and when you see the 9-day forecast, you're going to need to keep those winter clothes around for the foreseeable future. Of course, we are getting into December, so it is that time of year. Winter has arrived in eastern Iowa, and that is exactly what the forecast is going to reflect as well. Temperatures for all of the next 9 days, cooler than average, both high and low temperatures, a very different scene than what we've had for the couple weeks leading up to this point. But you'll see next week, those temperatures are in the 20s, close to 30 at times, but failing to get above freezing at this point on the 9-day forecast. So that snow, once it gets here, is here to stay. And you'll notice that there are some chances for some scattered snow showers early in the week and in the middle of next week. Now, the thing to know with those systems is that we're keeping an eye on them and we'll keep you updated with any changes of the track and timing of those systems. But at this point, they're looking like fairly weak disturbances. Nothing close to what we're going to have on Saturday. Those snow showers as they move through during the beginning and middle of the week are expected to be fairly light and scattered in nature. We'll know more about those systems as we go closer into next week, but again, the big system that we're keeping an eye on right now is that one that's going to be moving in about 24 hours from now, continuing through Saturday and into Saturday night and early Sunday morning. So, with that in mind, at this point, continue to check back for updates on the forecast. In the 24 hours leading up to this event, we will of course be keeping an eye on the storm as well, and we'll keep you up to date with the latest information as we get it. So at this point, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Thanksgiving night, have a happy Black Friday, and stay warm and stay safe as the snow moves into eastern Iowa.